First, I'm an old-fashioned universalist. I think a priori, that's my sensitivity with that LGBT point, we don't want to be hurt. Well, sometimes you have to be hurt. For example, I'm not changing the topic. Another point I wanted to develop. One way I was attacked when I was in Ramallah, I think I did a very proper anti-Muslim point. I said we should attack, of course, the honor killings and so on, but I just listed a series of other examples from Canada to Mexico to my own country, where also horrible things are happening to women, to minorities, no? And I just say that we have to be fair and locate all these horrors. And you know what reply I got? A pretty horrifying reply for me. It was that while apparently I was criticizing violence against women, children, and so on, by talking about it, I was reproducing it verbally. I totally oppose it, you know for what reason? It's an old humanist saying by Edward Bond. It's a little bit too naive, but I agree with it. He said somewhere that if you don't want to confront Hiroshima in theater openly, you will probably confront it in reality again. That is to say, I think that what should I put it? Things like rape and horrors and torture, whatever, we have to confront them in a brutal way. We must be heard. These are horrible things. Otherwise, we will follow that way to which I often refer, yes, immediately, mockingly. You know, now that, as we learn from Americans, torture is called enhanced interrogation technique. So I ironically proposed once, why don't we call rape enhanced seduction technique or whatever, you know, like all the horror disappears. No, you must, that's why I'm totally opposed, of course, within certain limits. I know what means to be really terrifying and so on, but hurt, but to this trigger warning system now I mean, sorry, university is not an isolated place where you are safe. University should precisely expose us to the brutality of life. Of course, not at the level of being really raped, but to confront the horror. Only this works. And that's, for me, the fear of all this. Trigger warnings, people must not feel safe. People must be safe. And the worst thing is that to make you feel safe while you are not really safe. So, you see, my problem with identity politics is that it simply, for example, the moment with LGBT, the moment I just said that, I'm not saying this devalues LGBT, but the fact that all the big business is emphatically supporting it, it says something. We should at least ask, is then this a totally neutral field? Can we somehow combine LGBT with other struggles? How? I was instantly attacked for class essentialism. Class, in this identity politics, class essentialism is a label which you get if you just mention class in any way. I know when they say there are multiple struggles, class, race, sex, class never really occurs there. And things get especially problematic, as it often happens, when the very progressive identity politics gets a very weird class connotation. How often I encountered in the United States that beneath the critique of male chauvinism and so on, anti-feminism, it was really upper middle class white academics silently targeting allegedly primitive Mexican workers who don't read their... Well, you know, I simply think, of course, it's not the simple old bourgeois proletariat, but something that we should still call class struggle antagonism is going on, getting stronger and stronger.